Let's talk about some of the most boring stuff that you could ever talk about with music, which is, of course, the theory, because the theory is the syntax of the language. Just like learning English or Chinese or Swedish or Spanish or any other sort of language you can imagine. Um, there is a method, there is a system on how we talk and what words we use and why combining this adjective and this verb and this adverb and the pronoun and the prepositions and everything fit together and using periods and capitalization, everything, right? Music is unfortunately the same way. We have to have a system because otherwise we don't know what the heck is going on. Um, so, first of all, you can listen to a song and you don't have to know anything about song theory or music theory. You just have to just listen and use your ears. So if I'm using my ears and let me just listen, so just listening to that beginning, it's da 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 da, and you have to have at least some sort of sense of rhythm, or listen to it a lot and just loop it in your head, and then do this like strum da 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 da. It's really that level of you can get it without knowing any music theory as long as you listen and you hear different types of beats. So you have something like you could have a beat that goes like this. Think of Cinderella or some sort of waltz. It'd be a da 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 da, right, or whatever. You can make up as many as you want, but it's you don't have to know music theory. What you do have to know is how to keep time, and most people don't know how to do that, and so that's why strumming and kind of strumming along and figuring it out that way will help you out a lot. So the very intro, just to hear it. So I'm just gonna play that little part. So it's a dun 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 dun. Right. So let me try and replicate it. It should sound something like crap. It's there we go. That's pretty close, right? And if I practice it more, I'll probably get it down pretty well. I don't need to know any music theory to know that. Now, the trouble comes when we get to the third bar, which is the one you pointed out, and I'm like, oh, wait, there's a little strum right there. And most people are going to think, well, it's on a different string and it's not affecting the next beat. Excuse me, it's not affecting the next beat. Therefore, I think I'm just holding it. But then when you listen to it, you don't do that at all. And you're going to have the question of like, well, why the heck is that? If you look underneath that bar, that specific bar of music, you will see a bunch of little lines. It'll be a vertical line and it'll be a long line like that, right? If you're looking at it probably this way, like that, okay? And one will have a little dot. The next one actually has two lines, okay? Let me explain what that means. One vertical line is a quarter note. A vertical line with a long line is called an eighth note. When you use a dot, those are what we call dotted notes. These are different types of durations that we have, not different types of chords or anything like that. No, it's a duration of how long you hold out this thing, okay? So what we have here is a dotted eighth note, and the next one, the two lines, right? Two, that's a 16th note. If you have three lines, that's a 32nd note. Another one, four lines, that's usually a 64th, I think. I don't remember how they actually notate that. And I don't think we have to worry about that because the whole song is really just comprised of eighth notes, quarter notes, and 16th notes, and maybe a whole note in there somewhere. I'm just scanning through it really, really quick. No, it's all just eighth notes, quarter notes, and 16th notes, and dotted eighth. Okay, so I don't know how long that is. Like, maybe I'm just a sheer beginner. I don't know how long that's supposed to be. Well, we can listen to the music and find out. So it's hard for me to play because again I don't have a capo on here, so I'm kind of just feeling it out. So it's something like that where it's very, very, very quick on the next two beats. So the first beat, and what you could do is slow down the music, hopefully. And if there's a performance of this on YouTube or something, you could slow it down to half speed. Unless you have Songster Plus or whatever, where you can slow down the music and do all that. Okay, but in this case, it's at full speed, so we won't really understand how long that is. So it's da da da, right? So it's very quick. It's something like that. It's just very, very quick. One more time. That little strum is a 16th note, so it's very, very fast. And the next little hit, even though it's on different strings, it doesn't matter because the other beat was it's already over, it's already finished. The next beat is an eighth note, and it's just striking the E and the A strings. Okay, so all together, it's just very quick. And then the next part is actually a little bit easier because you don't have to strike the strings. It's just something like this. Something like that. And there's a little kind of weird symbol right after what is that? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beat of that, right? There's that weird symbol on the 7th beat, which is a rest. That's what a rest looks like. And in this case, it is an 8th note rest, if I am right. Am I right? Yeah. I should be right. Yeah, it's an 8th note rest. And then it continues on. You have an 8th note, then you have dotted 8th, 16th, 8th, 8th, dotted 8th, 16th. So it's all just about the beat and the feel. How will you get this without music theory? Just listening to it, and listen to it over and over and over again. Do not ever think that because tablature is written out where things are on different strings, that means you let things ring out all the time. You don't. Okay, so you have to just kind of listen and pay attention that way. Otherwise, you'll have to take your time and learn some music theory, and you can figure it out that way as well. Okay, hopefully this kind of explains what I'm talking about. Check out the tab that you've already linked to, and just listen to it a few times, and you should get fairly close. Good luck. Have a good one.